Hello! We're Jake and Tattina. We usually make little travel and RV vlogs together as a couple, but right now we're in different countries. Jake is currently in Coimbra, Portugal for work, and I am traveling around London with my good friend Corinne. In a couple days, I'm planning to meet up with Jake in Portugal, but today I will be checking out some of London's top spots with Corinne. Good morning! We're in Waterloo, and we're gonna go see the Big Ben and the Buckingham Palace.
No, that's Westminster Abbey.
Okay, that's Westminster Abbey. We will also see that, but later. There it is. That's the London Eye. It's a really big, touristy Ferris wheel. Corinne was saying apparently it's a point of pride for people who live here to have never been on it. Breakfast of Champions. Classic cheese toasty, which is basically a grilled cheese. Looks really good. And vanilla latte. Our next stop was Buckingham Palace, but little did we know we were heading there at the most popular time of day. Just like a marching band, horses. We had just walked right into the middle of the formal ceremony known as changing the guard. This is an age-old ceremony where the group of soldiers currently protecting the Buckingham Palace, the King's Guard, are replaced by a new group of soldiers. These new soldiers march into music played by military bands, and this whole thing is extremely popular to watch amongst tourists. Seriously, it was packed with people, and we really couldn't see that much. I don't know if that's catching anything or not, or if I'm just filming other people filming. Down there, they're going in that gate there. I feel really lucky that we just happened to get to the Buckingham Palace right when the ceremony was happening because it was really neat to see this tradition take place. But after a bit, Corinne and I were tired of that crowd and we needed to escape it. So we definitely didn't expect to see that when we got there. That's like insane amounts of people.
I didn't realize what time it was. I didn't know it was at 11, but it makes sense.
That's wild. It blows my mind that they do that every single day for the changeover.
Those guards must be so annoyed by this point, like every day just telling people to move.
Oh my gosh, I know. We're walking through Green Park now, which is right beside the palace. And it's gorgeous here too. The trees are so big and green. To Hyde Park now. Their rose gardens aren't quite as nice as Regent's Park, but still very, very nice. Covering over 350 acres, Hyde Park is the largest royal park in central London. When we were walking around the park, we really did forget that we were still right in the middle of the bustling city. We have walked through so many flower gardens already on this trip, and we can't help but smell them all. Okay, there are so many birds in this park. Hello! I don't have anything for you. You're very pretty though. Seriously, if you have any food, you are getting swarmed by these things. Most of them are gentle though, and I love these green parakeets. They're so pretty. We walked all the way around the park and made it to Kensington Palace, the official London residence of the Prince and Princess of Wales, and other royal family, of course. And this is the Princess Diana Memorials Garden. It's so peaceful here. These greenery archways are just so beautiful. I don't think all the flowers in this garden were in bloom though when we were there, but nonetheless, still very, very pretty. Okay, so now we're finally making our way out of the huge Hyde Park, and we happened upon this building covered in flowers. It's a famous pub, actually, called the Churchill Arms. I've heard that apparently this pub spends around £25,000 a year on decorating its exterior. My gosh. All right, let's keep walking. So tonight I'm going to be spending a bit of time on my own since Corinne and her fiance had booked tickets a long time ago to go see a concert tonight. So for my big night out, I thought I'd go see a show of some sort myself. And what better show to see in London than a Harry Potter one? So I'm gonna go to the Palace Theatre tonight to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Corinne is being the best host ever, and she's actually bringing me right to the theater. And since we're in the neighborhood, we decided to stop by the house of Mina Lima first. This trip is really turning into an all-out Harry Potter fan trip, and I love it. Mina Lima is a moniker for Eduardo Lima and Mirafora Mina, who are two designers who started working together back in 2001 when they were hired to design the visual props for the first Harry Potter movie. They designed the most iconic pieces in those movies, some which you might remember, like the Marauders map and articles in the Daily Prophet and those Sirius Black wanted posters. This little shop is both a gallery and a store where Mina Lima sells different products and prints featuring their designs, and it's just really, really cool. Definitely a great precursor to seeing a Harry Potter theater production. This is where Corinne and I split off, and when I got to my seat, I realized I was really high up, and I was one of the first ones there, so it was pretty much empty in the theater, but 15 minutes later, it was packed. But seriously, look how far I am. They actually had binoculars you could rent to try and see the stage better, but I decided to stick with my own eyes. Okay, so this is the end of the first act. The last scene literally gave me goosebumps. If you know, you know. So there's a 2-hour intermission before I have to be back at the theater for part 2. So I walked around and ended up in Chinatown, London. After wandering around a bit, I sat down and had some dim sum before heading back to watch the rest of the show, which was honestly just as good as the first part. I would say a 10 out of 10 for the show as a whole, especially with all the crazy special effects they had. It was really, really cool. Anyways, that's the end of my night. I took the tube home and packed my bag for the adventure Corinne and I are going on tomorrow, which you'll see in the next video. 10 points to Gryffindor if you can guess where we're going. And I promise it's actually not anything Harry Potter related this time. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time!